Partygoers, smilers, skin stealers, facelings, hounds, clumps, wretches. In the endless yellow of the first halls, the lights hum like a bad memory, and the air tastes of damp carpet. Here is the claim that will save you time and maybe your mind. The usual rules fail around certain entities, and the fastest way out is knowing which rules to bend and when to break them. Partygoers. Partygoers are the smiling exception to the rule that bright color and human voices mean safety.
I will fool the shepherds.
Their posters promise fun, their halls feel warm, and the drinks they offer look exactly like what you want when you are tired and alone. The measure of danger is spread and certainty, because once a party forms, sound carries across rooms and the lure multiplies. Partygoers turn the social instinct into a trap. They use repetition and comfort motifs to wear you down, blending balloons, confetti, and sweet smells with paths that loop back into the party door you swore you just passed. The counter reading says they only haunt one themed area and can be avoided by never stepping inside. The clearer detail is that their bait travels on paper, color, and invitation, so the perimeter is not a wall, it is your attention. Compared with other lures, nothing counterfeits trust like a celebration that calls you by your childhood rules. The impact is simple and cruel. The more isolated you feel, the louder they become. Verdict. If you see party branding in a place that never had parties, do not follow the song and do not drink anything you did not carry in yourself. Smilers. Smilers break the common guidance that more light always equals more safety. They live in darkness and announce themselves as a pair of hovering arcs and teeth that float where a face should be. The pressure here is proximity management, because they react to notice rather than noise. Smilers are contrast hunters. A weak light that skims the edge can draw them closer, and a hard beam held too long can turn a warning into an engagement. The pushback says bright light scares them off. The more stable reading is that light used with intent and timing works, but light used like a panic button teaches them where you are and what you fear. Against other dark dwellers, smilers punish sloppy flashlight habits. The change for your psychology is profound. You stop treating darkness as an enemy and start treating it like a resource you control in careful slices. Verdict. Angle the beam to the floor, mark your exit, and never stare straight into the grin. Skin stealers. Skin stealers break the rule that a human shape means a human mind. They wear what they take. They learn the rhythm of words before they learn meaning. And at a distance they pass every quick test you use when you are scared and tired. Stakes rise with contact time. The more you listen, the more they gain. Under the hood they are pattern thieves. They mirror posture, copy a name, and hit the right syllables while missing the breath between them. Some argue they are clumsy and easy to detect up close. The cleaner detail is that they improve around isolated victims, where any voice at all feels like a miracle and your standards fall. Compared to other mimics, skin stealers are not trying to scare you. They are trying to be you, long enough for you to hand them the last thing they need. The impact is brutal on trust networks. You will want to keep roll calls short and countersigned by a gesture only your group knows. Verdict. If a friend appears without the sound of their steps, test with a private passphrase, and if they fail, create distance before you create dialogue. Facelings. Facelings contradict the rule that unknown humanoids are always hostile. Many are neutral, some are childlike, and a few seem curious in a way that is almost kind. The pressure here is misclassification. Hurt the wrong one, and you make noise you do not need and enemies you cannot predict. Mechanically, facelings run on routine. They repeat paths, linger at doors, and shuffle like workers who forgot the task but remember the motion. The counter reading says they are harmless props. The steadier detail is that their behavior is level dependent, and a calm one can become a screamer if boxed, blinded, or separated from its loop. Against other crowds, facelings teach restraint. You learn to pass like fog instead of pushing through like wind. The mental shift is huge. You stop being the center of the scene and become another piece of its furniture. Verdict. If a faceling does not block your exit, you do not block its route. Hounds. Hounds break the fight or flight reflex by rewarding neither in the usual way. The numbers matter. 1 hound demands calm, 3 demand geometry, because angles and corners change line of sight and speed. The common rule says, stand tall and yell. The better rule says, manage posture like a dial rather than a switch. Hounds read body language fast, lowering your profile, avoiding direct eye contact, and moving along the side of a hallway can reduce pursuit, but sprinting in a straight line invites the pack dynamic to kick in. The pushback claims noise scares them. The clearer detail is that unpredictable noise draws attention from everything, and attention multiplies risks you did not plan to take. Against other chasers, hounds are honest. They look like what they are, and they respond to what you broadcast. The impact is tactical humility. You learn to make yourself uninteresting, and in doing so, you live to choose a better corridor. Verdict. If you cannot break line of sight cleanly, lower, angle, and ease away. Do not glamorize harm. Focus on craft, logic, and psychology. Clumps. Clumps break the space rule that walls and floors are passive. They are arms without bodies, nests without names, and they thrive where surfaces sag or weep. The stake is root safety. A corridor is not safe because it is empty. It is safe because it does not reach for you. Clumps operate by proximity and surprise. They take corners, vents, and underhangs as territory, and a single misstep turns your stride into an anchor point for a dozen grasping hands. Some argue they are slow and obvious. The steady detail is that fatigue makes you stop scanning low, and that is when floor-level threats take your ankles and your backpack first. Compared to fast predators, clumps punish habit. They wait for complacency rather than opportunity. The effect on your planning is immediate. You start mapping not just where to go, but what touches you as you pass. Verdict. Keep weight centered, avoid sagging carpet and dark vents, and never rest with your back to a gap. Wretches. Wretches break the hope that every lost human can come back with rest and water. They are the end state of deprivation and terror, a mirror that keeps moving long after the person you would have helped has slipped away. The pressure is moral and practical. Helping the wrong way keeps you in reach too long. Wretches move between frenzy and collapse. Almond water may calm some for a moment and do nothing for others, and that variance is the real hazard because it tempts you to test a second time. The counter reading says they can always be soothed with kindness. The cleaner detail is that environment and history decide more than your words, and your job is to leave both undisturbed. Against other humanoids, wretches demand a new category. Not enemy, not ally, not lootable tragedy. Just a boundary with a pulse. The impact on your psychology is lasting. You stop making promises in your head about saving everyone and start making promises about not creating more to save. Verdict. Keep distance, keep moving, and keep your pity in your pocket until you are safe enough to use it wisely. Here is the payoff to the opening claim. The entities that break the rules teach you to stop using slogans and start using systems. Light is a tool, not a shield. Voices are tests, not gifts. Shapes are puzzles, not answers. If you hold those truths while the lights hum and the hallways clone themselves behind you, you have already made the space smaller than it was. Final thought. The backrooms reward whoever treats survival like craft. Know which rules to bend, which to break, and which to leave untouched, because they were never yours to use. That is how you walk out, one careful corridor at a time.